Hi, I'm Alan Hastings. This is the Silo Restaurant, and it was opened in 1998 by my father. He's a retired engineer. He was floating down the lower Niagara and saw this abandoned coal silo on the banks of the lower Niagara and said, "What a great place for an ice cream and a hot dog." The coal silo used to fill steamships. The steamships were bringing thousands of people from Toronto and other parts of New York across Lake Ontario, and there were several hotels upriver, and this was the beginning of the Great Gorge Railway. This was a huge tourist destination, and they would take this sightseeing train up the Niagara River in the Gorge, climb out in Niagara Falls, and there were a lot of stopping points along the way that they would stop to check out the views. And right now there aren't any hotels upriver because of an enormous ice jam that really took out the Great Gorge Railway and all of the hotels, and it was all held back by the silo. So that's why there's no buildings upriver, but you can see buildings downriver. So we expanded a little bit, and to get ice cream out of the inside of the restaurant, we put it in this caboose. What a great project it was. This caboose has a lot of history to it. It was built in the late 1800s, in the 1890s, as a boxcar for Canadian National, and it was on rail until the 30s. And in the 30s, they changed the size of a boxcar from 35 feet to 45 feet. And they took the boxcars that were still in good condition and turned them into cabooses, and they built the tower and the little porch. They put a new chassis on them. After that, it was on rail until the late 60s. In the early 70s, it was built by Tony's Restaurant in Niagara Falls, Canada on Lundy's Lane. The city of Niagara Falls, Canada fought with Tony's Restaurant, and they would not let him use it. Something I did different is I got permission from the village of Lewiston before I put it in place. It didn't go over that well either. There was a big fight about whether it was going to block the view and if it was going to actually fit, but my argument was it fit in historically with the use of this area and really tied in well with the caboose. I was given permission and we remodeled it. When it was in use, the train would come and back up to where this gray cement slab is and dump the coal in. And the coal was carried to the top of the silo by a hopper that operated inside of that tower on the front of the silo. And it was gravity fed to fill the steamships out to the river. Come on inside, let me show you around. We've really done our best to recycle and reuse as much as possible. To keep the character of the silo, we actually just put a clear coat on the wall, so it gives it that industrial look that it has, and makes it real easy to take care of. If you look at the roof, you can see the timbers that were replaced, and we reused as much as we could, but it was in pretty rough shape. Our condiment station, we've reused old ovens. The bears are created by a local artist. One day he pulled up and had one on the back of his pickup truck, and I asked him if it was for sale. That one was actually sold. He was delivering it to a customer, and he's been bringing us one every year since then, or every couple of years. Once we put this caboose here and got the congestion out of the inside of the silo, ice cream business increased 500%, and we never anticipated it. So we did not have enough storage for ice cream. So the building you see underneath the deck is really an afterthought, and we dug the dirt out of the side of the hill, poured a foundation and built some additional storage. You can find us on the web at lewistonsilo.com. Our address is 115 North Water Street in Lewiston, New York, 14092. Our phone number is 716-754-9680. I hope you come down and try our food. We're famous for the haystack, and you can see that on Man vs. Food. But you see how big it is? I mean, that's the little window that we look at, and that is the very top of the silo. So this is like huge. You can see how the coal was angled. If you look at the ceiling, you can see how the coal silo was, the floor was angled so that the coal was gravity fed to the steamships. And that's, you know, the exhaust fan right there. And we've got that door put on there for a clean out.